I believe that we learn by practice, whether it means to learn to dance by practicing dancing or to learn to live by practicing living. The principles are the same. That's by Martha Graham. One of the reasons why we want to spend a little bit of time on our strengths is so we could practice using our strengths, so we can be ourselves in every moment. Let's start by talking a little bit about what strengths are. Strengths are patterns of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions that show up in our life because of habits. So research has proven that more than 47% of our time we're on autopilot. So we're bringing some of these strengths to the table just naturally all the time. They're habitual. They become who we are. Some of your other strengths are talents. It's like what you're naturally good at, or if you practice to be really good at. Character strengths for the VIA assessment that you took, we're going to talk about those today. You also have interests. Those are your strengths, what you're interested in. I'm actually interested in leadership development. Resources. So a few resources that are your strengths are your knowledge. You know Excel. You got a degree in this. You took a training on this. That's like factual knowledge. You also have knowledge of your experience, what you've lived through, how you've processed things. Life experience is a really great strength. The final resource that we have that's a good strength is our network. It's always been said that your network is your biggest asset. It's the connection with other human beings. I'm so glad you're on here today and that we're connecting, and we're going to build a network of people who actually leverage and use their strengths. So let's spend a little bit more time talking about our VIA strengths. We have all 24 of these VIA strengths. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what the VIA strengths are by virtues. So the University of Pennsylvania, Marty Seligman, has been studying strengths and identified these VIA strengths to help us do an assessment to understand what are our natural character strengths that show up for each one of us. We have all 24 of these character strengths. Some of them you actually have become habitual. Like I said, that's 47% that shows up all the time. So the character strengths of wisdom, the virtue of wisdom, creativity, curiosity, judgment, love of learning, and perspective. You could have one of those, or you could have none of those. And none of that really matters. What matters is you've habitually made some of these your signature strengths, which show up every day. And what I love about learning about our character strengths is we can make a choice if there's another strength that we want to pull up, because we have all of them. So I'm going to go down here to virtues of transcendence, which is appreciation, beauty, and excellence, gratitude, hope, humor, and spirituality. This is the things that make you feel connected to something bigger than who we are, right? So when I found out about these character strengths, and I realized that one of my top character strengths was appreciation of beauty and excellence, I pulled that up even more. I realized that is a signature strength that I can be using every day, all day long, in every moment. I can look for something of beauty and appreciate it. Gratitude. I could do a gratitude journal, and I could actually start looking for gratitude more in my life and make gratitude a higher signature strength for myself. Because I know that if I'm more grateful every day, I will feel more happy about what I'm doing, and I will be my best self. Hope is just optimism, positive, future-minded. You think looking to the future with hope and optimism. We can just program ourselves to say that every day, right? I appreciate the things around me. I'm grateful for everything I've already been given. I'm looking to the future with nothing but hope and optimism. Humor is being playful and smiling, just smiling at other people. Smiling is the biggest thing that we can do to impact another person's life. The natural feeling of connection. Spirituality is a connection with the sacred, the purpose, meaning, faith, and religion. So this means your spirituality could or could not be religious, right? But it's just the awareness that you are connected to something bigger than you. So one of the reasons why we would want to explore our strengths and understand which ones are our character strengths, to then start to think about, are there times in my performance at work, so how strength and performance are combined, are connected, is sometimes I show up using a signature strength that may not be helpful in that moment. If I observe myself and realize I'm always over functioning with one of these strengths, there may be times that I want to pause, take a break, and purposefully pull up a different strength in the next moment to make a difference, to be my best self, and to increase my performance. They know that we perform better when we are leveraging our strengths. They also know that we can pull up signature strengths so that we can perform better. So strengths and performance at work, and the engagement at work, really is combined really well. I want to take a pause right now, and I want you to look at your signature strengths, and I want you to think about your signature strengths from this perspective. Did you feel one of these three ways? Yes, that's me. I feel proud of the results. If this is your response, the challenge then becomes finding ways to use these strengths at work consistently. If you had this response, why is that strength way down there? If this is your response, the challenge is becoming finding ways to put more energy into the strength you value and that you haven't been using lately. Remember, each of these character strengths are buildable. That doesn't look anything like me. Did you have that response? That doesn't look anything like me. If this is your response, then share your results with colleagues or friends and family, people who know you well, and ask them what they think your top strengths are. And then trust their guidance and your own experience to prioritize the strengths that matter for you so that you can help them bring them up for you at work. So I'm going to give you an example of one time. Perseverance is a top strength of mine. There were times in my career where I just persevered. I just thought hard work was going to make a difference. Sometimes perseverance isn't the right courage to use. Maybe the right courage strength to use would be bravery and honesty, to say what I really think. If I didn't think we could make something happen, maybe I should stop or realize that and not just keep persisting, right? That's how you can leverage your strengths and think about leveraging your strengths. The reason why you would do an assessment is so you have awareness. The second reason why you do an assessment is so that you can start to observe yourself, so that you understand when you're habitually using strengths, and then explore. Maybe I should use a different strength right now. Maybe I should practice. Small experiments with your strengths is a way to just explore. Am I performing at work to my best using my character strengths every day? Once you start exploring and you thinking about which strengths may be better, you could decide maybe I need to pull up a different strength. And now I'm applying my learning. For example, zest. Zest wasn't one of my top signature strengths. I really realized I could be more courageous if I was more zestful. When I found out this, I really made a commitment to start water skiing more, because that made me feel really young and youthful and vigorous and give me lots of energy. And by doing that, I was happier and more content with who I was. So then when I was showing up in work, I was using all my other strengths to be my best self every day. Remember, our strengths are our talents, our character strengths, our interests, and our resources. One of the reasons why character strengths are a huge impact in helping us with our performance is it's our inner game. It's how we're showing up. It's our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. There are some times when you may be being too honest, and it may be time to just stop and break and listen to other people's perspective and spend a little bit of time on the virtue of social intelligence, being aware of the motives and feelings of others, and thinking through, maybe my perspective isn't the right perspective. How would that feel, right? Just play with these strengths. Start to really be you, all of you. You have all of these strengths. As you go forward, I want you to spend a little bit of time thinking about the following. You could develop an audit of your strengths. And one of the ways you start is by just on a piece of paper, write what your top 5 signature strengths are. And just think about, when was the last time I used this? How did that go when I used it? What changes do you think you need to make on using it? What outcomes would I like to have in my life by using this? Being aware of spending time observing yourself is a really first step to being our best self. When we are aware of who we are and when we explore to be who we want to be, and we apply that learning, we show up differently. I'm going to just have us go forward with just answering a couple questions for ourselves. And when you think about these questions, I want you to think about, what strength am I pulling to the table when I think about this question? The first question is, what makes a really good day for you? The second question is, what gives you the greatest sense of being authentic in who you really are? The third question is, what are the most energizing things you do? And the fourth question is, what are you the most looking forward to in the future? And our final question is think about your next week. What will you be doing when you are at your best? And when you think about those 5 questions, we want you to think about them from a perspective of your VIA strengths. Which strengths are making me be my best self? It's a pleasure having you with me today. I wish you lots of luck using your strengths. If you'd like to know more about this, I have a great My Best Self program. It's a 6-week program. It starts on May 6th. It's lunchtime on Mondays, and it gives us an opportunity. We're going to explore strengths. We're going to explore the theory of well-being. We're going to explore a plan, a way to implement things to actually be our best self. You'll get workshops. You'll get the worksheets for each workshop. You'll get access to my online tools, how to lead our best selves. And you'll leave the program with a plan for who am I when I'm at my best, and what can I do to be my best self every day. I wish you lots of luck. Thanks for chopping on with me today.